After that initial cleanup is done and maybe any mold or smoke and water have been gotten rid of, then there's always the rebuilding question. And that can be very challenging for homeowners to find someone who's going to be able to come in and do a little bit of sheetrock and trim and reflooring. It's kind of a small project, it's not a full remodel. So, how do you address that with your clients?
We are a general contractor in Wisconsin. And depending on how big of a job it is and their comfort level, because if they know somebody, go ahead and use them. We're not going to get in the way of that. Or if it's smaller and they know just a drywall person and that's all they need, same thing. We got into the reconstruction side really due to a lot of the insurance agents kind of want a one-stop shop. So I did that to provide that. And that's part of my background prior to even coming into LightSpeed. Whether it's something a little smaller or actually one we're doing right now is basically the whole house other than the framing, but we are putting new trusses on the roof.
Wow.
And the roof, and then, redoing the inside of the whole house.
From a prevention standpoint, things like smoke can be avoided in your house and garage if you simply smoke outside. Pets, it's a little bit more challenging to keep that under control, but keeping your ducts clean, I think, is important. Keeping carpets clean, keeping your pets clean would be helpful. But let's talk about just the whole issue of moisture in basements and how can homeowners get ahead of this so that it isn't an issue when it comes to sell.
And when I go into a house and look at a mold situation, I'm looking at, is there a water leak or is it what I call surface related mold? That's excess moisture in the air, and that is a water issue. Because I'll go into a lot of homes and they'll say, well, we don't have a moisture issue. Yeah, you do with your air. So if your air is above 60% relative humidity, that is enough to grow mold on the paper of the drywall. So you want to keep it below that, and if you don't have a moldy condition, you want air movement in the basement as well. So I'm talking really enclosed basements where they aren't, a walkout basement or something like that. So keep it below 60%. I have a dehumidifier at home, and I set it at 55, just so I'm below that limit. You're still pumping a lot of water out. I have that, and I have air movement going on too, because air movement helps with the evaporative and keeps mold from growing almost. It's the housekeeping aspect. And then, managing your moisture and air movement. Those are the things you can control in a basement. And another thing, a word of caution, if you do have mold, make sure you're not blowing a fan on it, because you are putting spores in the air at that point, and you cannot see spores, and you don't want it going everywhere.
And along that line of prevention, gutters are really an important aspect of keeping moisture away from the foundation of your home. It's something that's, I think, often overlooked. They're maybe not super attractive, though I think they've gotten a little better over the years. But if the house doesn't have gutters, you should really think about investing in them and get that moisture away from the foundation so you don't run into issues where it's just sort of pooling along the block. That can be very helpful as well. So for all of your mold, water, smoke, and home odor needs, consider giving Steve and his team a call. They'll come out, give you an idea of what they can do for you, what it may run, and I can guarantee you they do a great job. You'll be very happy with the results.